I'm Jeremy Renner.
I'm Danai Gurira.
I'm Chris Hemsworth. Am I looking at this one that way? This is the most difficult thing.
I think we're just making it.
Any other Marvel movie.
I'm Chris Hemsworth.
And we're going to learn something about all the Marvel movies we've been in. First question is for Chris. When you and Hulk have your first big brawl, what was it like fighting a mostly CGI character?
Yeah. You're more sort of shadow boxing your way through everything because you're swinging at nothing, but then you constantly someone's telling you, actually, we just looked at the frame and you've got to swing this much higher or this much lower and so on. So
Yeah, because this is the first Avengers, right?
Yeah.
So how did we? I don't remember how we did the.
I mean, that was
mocap right at that point. Right?
Yeah, no, there was no. Well, there was going to mocap for certain sections of the fight, and I'd grab him, choke him, or whatever.
So you're fighting air.
Yeah, or he'd be standing in a box, and I'd have to be punching up and so on, and it's very broken up and far more sort of technical than probably a normal fight scene, which you'd probably think was harder, but it was time-consuming and fighting nothing. Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Had you ever worked with a bow before, and how difficult was that training?
In the first one? Oh yeah, no, never touched a bow in my life. A compound bow has a lot of tension. It's like 50 pounds, 60 pounds. It's actually a left-handed bow, so it was the wrong hand. They had me in this bucket in the rain, and it looked so ridiculous. But apparently, they made me look like a superhero. I don't know how that worked, but
You're gonna have to help me with this one. How hard was learning to speak? How do you pronounce this?
Gosa.
Ooh, Gosa.
Not bad. It's a very stunning language. It actually has figured out a way to create more consonants than most other languages use. So like the sound, for instance, not many other people, they added that to their list of consonants. But they have 3 different types of clicks. There's. So you had to know what click you were doing to do the right phrase. Wasn't easy.
Ukuba uphinde wakuchukumisa takunqoma apha kwesishihlalo.
Does she speak English?
When she wants to.
Can you teach us a phrase?
Oh, come on!
How do you say, let's go get a taco?
Yeah, right. I have so many in my head, but I'm on the
Endgame?
spot. Enjoy Endgame?
Enjoy Endgame. The
Can I
final.
send this later? And you can slot it in. I'll stay in the same outfit. I'll get cut out somewhere. As we keep going, I'm going to be thinking on my close up.
I know, yeah. Right, Chris, how was filming with the wig on?
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating and annoying doing fight sequences with it because it used to just come off.
I remember you
and
always
stuck.
complained about the
Yeah,
here.
the bit that was glued
Yeah.
on and sort of peel up, and,
Yeah.
which is why we secretly cut it in the third film because I was just sick of wearing it.
Yeah. But it looked good, though.
Look good.
Good.
Yeah, I might get it back.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes.
How hard was choreographing the hand-to-hand fight with Black Widow, and how much of it did you get to do?
Well, yeah, we did all of it. And it was, it's difficult in the sense of it's pretty physical. Scarlett wanted to do what she could do as well. And we banged each other up pretty good, just prepping for it. So we're glad it actually made it into the film because we worked pretty hard on it.
Chris, Infinity War. How hard was learning to do stunts with an eye patch?
Well, the eye patch was actually CG because we had the eye patch was only put on Thor at the very end of 3, and they were still editing that. And as we put it on, it kept falling off. So they'd put dots or MAI and thought we'll paint it in later. And then we started shooting Avengers. They hadn't decided what it was going to look like in Thor yet, so it became 3 dots, which was lucky for me because I had 2 eyes. So, Danai, how long did you train with a spear to feel really comfortable?
You could ask my neighbors, because whenever I dropped it on the floor in my condo, they'd be like, I'm trying not to drop it. If you hear me drop it, just pray for me, okay? But no, it was a lot. It was a lot of really cool work. I was working on Walking Dead at the same time. Luckily, they're both in Atlanta, so when I had a day off, I'd go and train. So I had a lot of time of pre-production, and then there was this great room with all of us in there just training in our different ways. So it took a long time, because I had to get the sword out of my head from Walking Dead. And some of the parts of it were the same, and some are so different. And so it was kind of like a mind F. Right. But once I got over that, I don't know, there was one day I think I realized I could do a couple things without them showing me for like an hour. I was like, I did that myself.
Did you use a prop or like a PVC pipe, or what would you use?
A spear made of vibranium. Yeah. It was a very impressive looking thing. I'm not sure what they make them out of. It was a little weightier than what we trained with. So like, once you started to work with the real thing, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's different. Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. Jeremy.
Yes.
Does Hawkeye learn a new fighting tactic for Endgame?
I can say yes. No. I can say nothing. Chris, Ragnarok. How much of your dialogue did you improvise, or have you ever done comedy improv before?
I've done comedy improv kind of on Saturday Night Live. That was my big intro to it. I hosted that show a couple of times. And that was great and so much fun. And then I'd done Ghostbusters and Vacation, which had a fair amount of improv in. And so by the time I'd gotten to Thor 3, Ragnarok, Taika Waititi, our director,
I love him.
he's all about improv.
I know, yeah.
I was kind of quite comfortable in doing it. And the foundation, obviously, Eric Pearson has written this great script for us. But there's a good chunk of that stuff, probably 30% or something. That's just whatever we're coming up with at the time. And a lot of that improv actually dictated the fact that Taika's character, Korg, was going to be in the movie more because it just became really funny. And it was like, we need you in more of this film,
He's
Taika.
the best.
Yeah.
So funny.
Jeremy, how long did it take to create the airport battle from Captain America?
I don't know. What was that? A couple weeks in that tarmac? It was cool because everyone was there. But
I wasn't there.
that's right. Lucked out on that one. That was a hot, moist, humid few weeks.
Yeah.
Where was
It was in Atlanta. They built this tight tarmac. It looked like a tarmac.
So it wasn't actually at an airport?
No, it was on the lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got a lot of lightning strikes though, so that gave us breaks. All right. Does Okoye have any new fighting skills in Endgame?
Does what?
Wait.
Any new fighting skills?
That's a question I can't answer. So I'll just plead the
It's a trick
fifth.
question. Thanks, Vanity Fair. Hope you enjoyed it. And please see our movie Endgame. You won't be disappointed.
Of course,